got top.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are you guys doing out there? I am Big Mike, and you are tuned into Big Mike's blog, coming to you live from an undisclosed location, which is my home, basically. How you guys doing out there? I'm doing awesome. Just came home from work, so I figured I would do a blog. I want to send a big shout out to everyone who's been watching my blog, who's been loving the blog so far, who's been supporting it. I want to thank you. I actually got some comments on YouTube from a couple of my blogs, so I want to shout out LJ Schwartz. Thank you for your comment on my relationships part 2. I appreciate everything you said. It's very true. Communication is key in any relationship, so I want to thank you for actually commenting on my blog. I also got a little bit of, I guess, a critique, basically saying that what I'm doing is not a blog, it is a vlog. Now, just to clarify, I am fully aware that what I'm doing is a vlog, okay? Not a blog. I'm fully aware of this. I know this. And I did reply to the person who did state that. So I have no problem. Thank you for saying that. But I just want to clarify. The reason why I call this Big Mike's blog is it just rolls off the tongue. It just sounds catchy, Big Mike's blog. Even though I know what I'm doing is not just wanted to just make it sound catchy and neat, okay? But thank you for the critique. It's totally fine. I'm not angry or anything like that. But I just wanted to clarify that I am fully aware that what I'm doing is not a blog. It is a vlog, okay? But I'm not going to change the name because it's my blog and I'll do what I want with it. So anyway, so the topic I'm going to discuss today, I've been wrestling with, actually not even wrestling with this. I feel like I need to discuss this topic because it's been driving me nuts. And it's been something that's been going on for years in this city, okay? But I feel like I need to discuss it, okay? I'm going to talk about Toronto sports fans, okay? Now, the purpose of the reason why I'm discussing this is because I feel like Toronto sports fans, and this isn't all of Toronto sports fans. I would say it's more than, I would say it's 60-40, okay? Now, there's 60% of the Toronto sports fans who are legit, diehard, ride or die fans, okay? As you can see, if you can't notice, I am wearing a We Are the North t-shirt because I am a supporter of our Toronto Raptors as well as the Maple Leafs as well as the Blue Jays, okay? Now, I am fully aware that we haven't had a championship team in this city since 1993 of any kind, any sports team, whether it be Blue Jays, Raptors, whatever. I'm fully aware that the Maple Leafs have not won a Stanley Cup since I believe the 1950s or something like that. I'm fully aware that the Raptors have not made it out of the third round, have not made it to the third round. Fully aware of all this stuff, okay? And probably the Toronto Rock, our lacrosse team is probably the most successful team in Toronto, and the Argos are pretty. In the football, the CFL team is pretty decent too. But unfortunately for the major sports teams, we have struggled. Okay, and I'm fully aware of this, But it drives me nuts, and it angers the, what out of me. Try not to swear. I'm trying to, maintain decorum here and not go off. When people say, "Oh, that's just Toronto for you," and "Oh, Toronto sucks. They're just going to lose anyway." Rather than root for them legitly, even if they're going to lose, Like, I remember I actually went down to Raptor Square on Tuesday when the Raptors played the Wizards, okay? And the Raptors played a good first quarter, second, third quarter, they fell apart, okay? But the fourth quarter, like last night's game that they lost as well, they were in it. And the amount of crap that people were talking, like, "Oh, this is the same old Raptors," and blah, blah, blah. It just annoyed me because I just feel like you guys are just fair weather, fake ass fans who are just supporting the team because it's trendy and it's fun, and you can post tweets on Twitter and say that you're at Raptor Square, but you're not a true diehard fan. Now, I say all that to say this. Have the Raptors underachieved in these playoffs? Absolutely. Could they be playing better? Absolutely. I picked them to win this series. So obviously, I'm disappointed that they're down 3-0 and they're more than likely going to lose this series. Hopefully they don't get swept. But where they are now compared to where they were 8 or 9 years ago is night and day. This team was soft. They didn't have a good bench, and they were basically a team that you could basically punk. They're not a team that you can punk anymore. They've made strides. They've gotten better every year. They are, to me, the problem with the Raptors, in my opinion, is they are missing a piece. I don't know what they're missing, but they need to get a piece. I don't know what player they need. I feel like they're missing a power forward. They need a power forward. I think that's the one position that they've not addressed. I like Amir Johnson. I like Patrick Patterson. They're not like Amir Johnson's more of like a cleanup man, does all the dirty work. But he's more suited, to my opinion, to be off the bench, not necessarily a starter. And Patrick Patterson's just a three-point shooter, which is fine. He makes his shots. But I think in the playoffs, you need someone that's going to go in the post. And the one thing the Raptors, I think, got away from and they struggled with is they're playing too much one-man ball. Like, they're basically just DeRozan or Lowry just jacking up shots rather than them moving the ball and playing team basketball. They're not doing that anymore. And I think that's kind of the one problem that they've had. And hopefully they can fix it. You know what I'm saying? So, and going forward, you know what I mean? But I'm still going to look. And then, like I said, but I'm still going to support the team regardless. I still love the Raptors. I still love the way they've been playing, and I'm always going to support them. The Blue Jays, for example, I watched them play on Tuesday, and they played pretty well. They won 13-6, but they haven't been consistent either all year. In the past, they've been terrible. I think they've been on the cusp the past few years, but they just haven't got over that hump. It's either been their pitching's failed them or their hitting's failed them at the wrong times. And they've gone on losing streaks at the wrong time during the season, and they haven't been able to catch up. And the Leafs, the Leafs, in my opinion, the biggest problem with them is that the fans support them too much. I'm not saying don't support the Leafs. I'm saying don't go to their games. I think if people stop going to the Leafs games, legitly boycotted Leaf games, and actually did it and not just say they're going to do it, the Leafs would be a better team. Because if you look at teams like Pittsburgh and Chicago, when